All right, all right. Shalom, shalom to everyone out there. Shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High. Shalom, shalom. This is the Milk Deliverance of Israel and the Seed Souls of Israel camps. Once again, coming right back at you with another quick hitter. First off, let me start off by giving all honor, thanks, praise, and glory to our Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Hamashiach Yahushai, Bahashem Ruach HaKadosh. Much love to all of the brothers and sisters out there, no matter if you're part of a camp or not, that's of this faith, that's pushing this biblical truth with all faith and sincerity to all of our people out there, for eyes to see, ears to hear, and a mind to understand. Right? So what I want to entitle this little lesson here is, what day is the true Lord's Sabbath? Right? So the reason why I decided to do this here is because there's a lot of discrepancy going on amongst us brothers and sisters, especially on social media, on what day is the true Sabbath. You know, we don't know if it's a Saturday, we don't know if it's a Thursday, we don't know if it's a Wednesday, we don't know if it's a Monday, we don't know if we're supposed to calculate it off the new moon. And there's a huge discrepancy going on amongst us, right? So that's the reason why I decided to put this little lesson together with a couple of scriptures, and I'm going to let the Bible talk on which day is the Most High's true Sabbath. Right, so as you can see on my screen here, I'll be starting in the book of Genesis in the first chapter, verses 1 through 5, and it reads as follows. In the beginning, the Most High created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of the Most High moved upon the face of the waters. And the Most High said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And the Most High saw the light, that it was good. And the Most High divided the light from the darkness. And the Most High called the light day, and the darkness He called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Okay. So now we're going to go to the second chapter in the book of Genesis. And I'm going to start at verse 1. Verses 1 through 3. And it reads as follows. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. Now what is the host? That's the sun, the moon, and the stars, and the chariots, in which we call the clouds today. All of those are the hosts of heaven that the Most High created, right? Verse 2. And on the seventh day, the Most High ended His work which He had made, and He rested on the seventh day from all His work which He had made. And the Most High blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it He had rested from all His work which the Most High created and made. Okay. So now we're going to go to the book of Exodus in the 20th chapter. And I'm going to start at verse 1, and it reads as follows. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which is your God, your power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. All right, so that's what Egypt really means. It means bondage. Okay, we're going to jump down to verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, which is set apart. All right, verse 9. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God, which is your God, the Most High. In it thou shalt do any work. All right. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. Okay, so in the seventh day, it says, it's the Sabbath of the Lord thy God, which is the Most High. In it thou shalt not do any work, which is on the seventh day. All right. So that's 3 scriptures there that I brought out that says the Sabbath day is the seventh day. Okay, as you can see here, which is in the month that we're in now, which is August, 2020, right? So if you look to the far left of the calendar, that's the very first day, all right? And if you go all the way to the far right of the calendar, that's the seventh day. Okay, so if you're going to look at, let's say Sunday, where it says the second, right? We're going to count from Sunday, right? You got Sunday 1, Monday 2, Tuesday 3, Wednesday 4, Thursday 5, Friday 6. The seventh day is Saturday according to the Gregorian calendar. All right. So this is the calendar that we follow now. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, a couple of us brothers and sisters, they're going to say, oh, well, we have to go off the Hebrew calendar. But we're not going off the Hebrew calendar now because we're in captivity. We're in our enemy's land. So we're going off their time frame, right? Which is their calendar. And they're the ones that switch the Sabbath day from Saturday to Sunday, which is really the first day of the week, right? So just as I said before, if you count on the Gregorian calendar from the far left to the far right, you get 7 days. Okay? Counted from Sunday to Saturday, that's 7 days. Okay, so that's how you get your seventh day Sabbath. All right? So I'm going to go to the book of Exodus again, chapter 16, and I'm going to start at verse 25. Verses 25 through 30. And it reads as follows. And Moses said, eat that today, for today is a Sabbath unto the Most High. Today ye shall not find it in the field. Verse 26. 6 days ye shall gather it, but on the seventh day, as we determined on the Gregorian calendar, right, which is the seventh day. But on the seventh day, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none. Verse 27. And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the seventh day, which is the Sabbath day, for to gather, and they found none. And the Most High said unto Moses, how long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws? Okay, so keeping the Sabbath is a law of the Most High that's still in effect today, right? Verse 29. See, for that the Most High have given you the Sabbath. Therefore he giveth you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days. Abide ye every man in his place, which is his house. Let no man go out of his place, which is his house, on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath day, the rest day. Verse 30. So the people rested on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, okay? So just as I said, we already determined on the Gregorian calendar which day is the Sabbath day, which is the 7th day, which is a Saturday. All right? So we're going to go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, and I'm going to start at verse 19. Verses 19 through 27. And it reads as follows. Thus saith the Most High unto me, go and stand in the gate of the children of the people, whereby the kings of Judah come in, and by the which they go out, and in all the gates of Jerusalem. Verse 20. And say unto them, hear ye the word of the Most High, ye kings of Judah, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem that entered in by these gates. Thus saith the Most High, take heed to yourselves, and bear no burden on the Sabbath day. Bear no burden, which is no work, on the Sabbath day, nor bring it in by the gates of Jerusalem. Neither carry forth a burden out of your houses on the Sabbath day, okay? Neither do any work, but hallow ye the Sabbath day, as I commanded your fathers, all right? Which is the law, statutes, and commandments, which is a part of the commandments we're supposed to be keeping as a nation of people today. All right? Verse 23. But they obeyed not, neither inclined their ear, but made their neck stiff, and they might not hear or receive instruction. What is those instructions? the instructions from the Most High himself, which is the law, statutes, and commandments given to Moses to give to us as a nation of people on Mount Sinai. Okay? Verse 24. And it shall come to pass, if ye diligently hearken unto me, saith the Most High, to bring in no burden through the gates of this city on the Sabbath day, but hallow the Sabbath day, to do no work therein. Verse 25. Then shall there enter into the gates of this city kings and princes sitting upon the throne of David, riding in chariots and on horses, they and their princes, the men of Judah, which is Yehudah, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And this city shall remain forever. Verse 26. And they shall come from the cities of Judah, and from the places about Jerusalem, and from the land of Benjamin, and from the plain, and from the mountains, and from the south, bringing burnt offerings and sacrifices and meat offerings and incense, and bringing sacrifices of praise unto the house of the Most High. Verse 27. But if ye will not hearken unto me to hallow the Sabbath day, which is the seventh day, and not bear a burden, even entering in at the gates of Jerusalem on the seventh Sabbath day, okay, the seventh day, then will I kindle a fire in the gates thereof, and it shall devour the palaces of Jerusalem, and it shall not be quenched. Okay? So the Most High was pretty direct with that, on us keeping the Sabbath, which is the seventh day, holy. Okay? So if you're breaking the Most High Sabbath day, that's an abomination unto him, and you will kindle a fire within him, which will burn in Jerusalem and Judah, which is our nation of people. Okay, so while we're talking about all of this, let's get the definition of what the Sabbath is. Okay, we're going to go to the definition of Sabbath.
Sabbath.
And it reads here, which is a noun: a day of religious observance or observance and abstinence from work, kept by Jews from where Friday evening to Saturday evening, and by most Christians on Sunday. Okay, so that just goes to show, in religious Christianity, they keep Sunday as their Sabbath for sun worship. That's the reason why they call it Sunday. All right, so the Jews kept it from Friday evening to Saturday evening. That's the true Most High Sabbath. Okay. Second definition of it: a supposed annual midnight meeting of witches with the devil. All right, so you know that's all paganism right there. All right, that's what they do. That's totally separate for what we do, right? And then on top of that, they keep theirs during the full moon. So their Sabbath have nothing to do with ours. Ours is on the new moon. That's a Sabbath also too for us, which is the new moon. But our true Sabbath is the seventh day, every seventh day of the week of the Most High, right? That's the rest of the day for us. All right, so this question here says, what does the word Sabbath literally mean? The word sanctified in verse 3 comes from the root kadash, which literally means to set apart as holy. The first place the word Sabbath from the Hebrew verb Shabbat, meaning to rest from labor. The day of rest is used for the seventh day, okay, the seventh day of the week. All right, as we just got out of in Exodus chapter 16, verse 23. Okay. Does Sabbath mean Saturday? A day of the week that is regularly observed as a day of rest and worship. Jews observe the Sabbath from Friday evening to Saturday evening, okay, which is the seventh day of the week. What is the original Sabbath day? The Jews' Sabbath, from Hebrew Shabbat, to rest, is observed throughout the year on the seventh day of the week, Saturday. According to the biblical tradition, it commemorates the original seventh day on which the Most High rested after completing the creation, which is the world, the host of heaven, the sun, moon, and the stars, and everything in it, right? Who changed the Sabbath to Sunday? Emperor Constantine I. Sunday was another workday in the Roman Empire. On March 7 in the year of 321, however, Roman Emperor Constantine I issued a civil decree making Sunday a day of rest from labor. Okay, so he was the one that changed the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday to worship the sun. That's the reason why it's called Sunday. All right, let's read that again. However, Roman Emperor Constantine I issued a civil decree making Sunday a day of rest from labor, stating all judges and city people and the craftsmen shall rest upon the venerable day of the sun, okay, which is sun worship. Did the Most High rest on Saturday or Sunday? According to the book of Exodus, the Sabbath is a day of rest on the seventh day, commanded by the Most High to be kept as a holy day of rest, as the Most High rested from creation. The practice of observing the Sabbath, Shabbat, originates in the Bible or biblical Salakia commandment. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, which means set apart. Okay? So I'm bringing out all of these definitions right here, because this is all in reference to what I'm talking about, right? What religion has a day of rest on Saturday? As it says here, Jewish day of rest, right? But we're not Jewish, we're the true Jews, right? So I'm just going to say Jew, all right? Or Yehuda. The Sabbath, which is the Shabbat, as it says here, is the Jew day of rest, marking the Most High's creation of the world and his day of rest. His day of rest, okay, which is the seventh day. All right, so I don't think I need to bring out any more on this right here. We already determined which day is the Sabbath according to the definition of what the Sabbath is, right? So the next one I'm going to go to is in the book of Hosea, chapter 4. And I'm going to start at verse 11. The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 11, and it reads as follows. Whoredom and wine and new wine take away the heart. Okay, what is the whoredom? The whoredom is the worship of other gods, other deities, other false deities and philosophies that our people are so hooked on today, or so gung-ho on, right? So that whoredom is worshiping Christitos, Jesus Christitos, which is the false Christ, right? On Sunday, which is sun worship. Or we're into worshiping Muhammad in Islam, right? Or Buddha in Buddhism, and all of these other false deities and philosophies, right? So that's your whoredom. And the wine of those false religions, right? And the new wine, okay, taketh away the heart, which is the mind. The new wine is saying that the Sabbath is on a Sunday, or we have to keep it on a Wednesday, or we have to keep it on a Monday, or so on and so forth, right? So that's the new wine, as it says here again. Whoredom and wine, and the new wine taketh away the heart, okay? So that taketh away your heart on keeping the Sabbath on the seventh day, as the Most High put it, okay? Let's go to the book of St. Matthew. We're going to go to the book of St. Matthew, chapter 27. And I'm going to start at verse 62. And it reads as follows. Verses 62 through 66. Now the next day that followed the day of the preparation, all right? The day of the preparation is the sixth day, right? That's the day before the Sabbath, which can be anywhere from Thursday evening to Friday evening, all right? That's the day of preparation. the chief priests and Pharisees came together unto Pilate, saying, Sir, we remember that the deceiver said, while he was yet alive, after 3 days I will rise again. Who did they call the deceiver? Christ. Okay. Because he was teaching against the decrees of Rome. Okay, so that's why they called him the deceiver. Verse 24. Commanded therefore that the sepulchre be made sure unto the 3rd day, lest his disciples come by night and steal him away, and say unto the people, He is risen from the dead. So the last error shall be worse than the first. Pilate said unto them, Ye have a watch. Go your way, make it as sure as you can. So they went and made the sepulchre sure, sealing the stone, and set a watch. Okay, so as it says here in verse 63, saying, Sir, we remember that the deceiver said, while he was yet alive, after 3 days I will rise again. Okay, so in religious Christianity, what is known as the 3rd day, Sunday, right? If you take away 3 days from Sunday, what day do you get? Okay, so need I say more? So that right there determined that the day of preparation was Thursday, okay? And then you had the Sabbath day, which was a Saturday, okay? So if you count the days from, say, Friday to Sunday, all right, a lot of the Christians, they celebrate Good Friday. So if you count Friday to Sunday, you're not going to get 3 days, okay? So you have to go from Thursday, which is the day of preparation, onto Sunday. All right, that gives you 3 days. Okay, so if the day of preparation, which is Thursday, and Good Friday is the next day, and then you had the day that Hamashiach rose, which is Sunday, that gives you 3 days. Okay, so that lets you know that the Sabbath is Friday evening to Saturday evening. The day of preparation is Thursday, which is the day before the Sabbath. All right, as it says here, verse 62 again. Now the next day that followed the day of the preparation, okay, which is the Sabbath, all right, the chief priests and Pharisees came together unto Pilate, okay. So that's what they're talking about. They're talking about the Sabbath, the day that followed the preparation, all right. So we're going to go to verse 1 through 7 in chapter 28 in the book of St. Matthew's. Okay, we're in the book of St. Matthew, chapter 28, verses 1 through 7, and it reads as follows. In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the very first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene, and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. Okay, so it says here, verse 1 again. In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the very first day of the week, towards the first day of the week, all right? So let's go back to the calendar again. As you can see here, if you look at the very first day of the week on this calendar here, the Gregorian calendar, what day is that? That's a Sunday. If you look to the very far right of this calendar, what day do you have? Saturday. Okay, if you count from Sunday to Saturday, that's going to give you 7 days. Okay, so the 7th day is the Sabbath. The very first day is the Sunday. All right, which is the day that Hamashiach rose. All right, which is Easter Sunday, as your religious Christian or your Roman Catholic like to call it, right? So as it says here again, verse 28, And the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the very first day of the week, came a Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. And behold, there was a great quake, for the angel of the Most High descended from heaven, and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat upon it. His countenance was like lightning, and his raiment as snow. For the fear of him, the keepers did shake and became as dead men, meaning they fainted at the sight of the Most High's angel, right? And the angel answered and said unto the woman, Fear not ye, for I know that ye seek Hamashiach, which was crucified. Verse 6. He is not here, for he is risen. Okay, what day have Hamashiach risen? On Sunday, all right? If you count 3 days from there, you're going to get the third day of preparation, counting back from the 3 days that he is risen, right? Verse 6 again. He is not here, for he is risen, as he said. Come, see the place where the Most High lay, or Hamashiach, I should say. Verse 7. And go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen from the dead. And behold, he goeth before you into Galilee. There shall ye see him, lo, which means yo, as in our language, right? So that's how you can tell this is our book, man. There shall ye see him, yo, I have told you, okay? So Hamashiach has risen on the third day, which is so-called Easter Sunday, right? In 3 days. If you count 3 days from that, that's going to give you the day of preparation, which is Thursday, okay? You're going to go to the book of St. Mark, chapter 15. As a matter of fact, let me use this right here. I'm going to go to the blue letter. Okay, we're going to go to the book of Mark, chapter 15. And I'm going to go down to verse 42. And it reads as follows. And now when the eve, which is the evening, was come, because it was the preparation, that is the day before the Sabbath, okay? So as I was saying before, the day of preparation is the day before the Sabbath, which means it was a Thursday, all right? Thursday evening to Friday evening, and then you get Friday evening to Saturday evening, which is the Sabbath, all right? Let's read that again. And now when the eve was come, because it was the preparation, that is the day before the Sabbath, all right, which is the seventh day, Friday evening to Saturday evening, all right. Let's go to chapter 16 in the book of St. Mark. And I'm going to read verses 1 through 2, and it reads as follows. And when the Sabbath was past, Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James and Salome, had brought sweet spices, and they might come and anoint him. Verse 2. And very early in the morning, the first day of the week, they had came to the sepulchre at the rising of the sun, okay, which is a Sunday, all right? The very first day of the week, as it says here in St. Mark chapter 16, verse 2. All right. So as the scriptures clearly states here, man, Salakia, the Sabbath is the seventh day of the week. And we already determined that through the scriptures and through the Gregorian calendar and from the definition of what the Sabbath is. And what day was it changed from to the day it is now, which is a Sunday, unfortunately, in religious Christianity and Roman Catholicism, all joined by the Christendom Jesuits, right? So we're going to go to the book of Colossians chapter 2. And I'm going to go down to verse 16 through 17, and it reads as follows. Now, this is for everyone, including me too. For all the discrepancies that's going on with the Sabbath day, what the true Sabbath really is. Is it really a Saturday? Is it really a Wednesday? Is it a Monday? Is it a Sunday? What the religious Christians and the Roman Catholics say, right? So this is what Paul says, man, in the book of Colossians chapter 2, verse 16, as it reads as follows. Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink, or in the respect of an holy day. What is a holy day? A holy day is a Sabbath unto the Most High, right? Or of the new moon, or of the Sabbath days, okay? So at the end of the day, if you're keeping the seventh day of the week, which is a rest day, a holy convocation unto you or your family or whatever, that's your Sabbath day, man, right? But mainly, the Sabbath day is the seventh day of the week. Now, according, as I was saying, from the definition of what the Sabbath is, and according to the Gregorian calendar and the scriptures here, it says that the Sabbath is the seventh day of the week, right? And it also says that Constantine the first changed it in the year 325, right? From Saturday to Sunday. So we already determined that through the definition of what the Sabbath is. Okay, so the seventh day, which is a Saturday, is the true day of the Sabbath. Okay, as it says here, let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in the respect of an holy day or of the new moon or of the Sabbath days. Verse 17, Salakia. Which are a shadow of things to come, but the body of Hamashiach Yahushai. All right. So as long as you're keeping the seventh day of the week, which is a Saturday, as I was saying, according to the definition of what a Saturday is in the Gregorian calendar, you can't judge someone who's keeping the Saturday as a Sabbath and say, oh, we're supposed to go off the calculations of the new moon. If you're going off the calculations of the new moon, then your Sabbath is not going to fall on the very same day of the week every month of the year, right? As a matter of fact, if you look at this right here, right? So we can already determine that the new moon is the dark moon, all right? The new moon isn't the full moon. Unfortunately, a lot of these camps out here, they teach that the new moon is the full moon. But as you can see right here, the new moon is the blue moon, which is the dark moon, okay? That's the beginning of the months, all right? So if you look at this right here, which is the moon phases for 2020, right? We're in the month of August right now, which is the new moon. It says the new moon is August the 18th. Next month is on the 17th. October is the 16th. November is the 14th. December is the 14th also, right? And all through the year, the new moon falls on different days, meaning you're going to have your Sabbath on different days of the week every month, right? And more than likely, your Sabbath is going to fall on a weekday, not a Saturday, which is the weekend, right? Now, according to today's society, most people have Saturday off. They have Saturdays and Sundays off, right? So it's easier for us to keep the Sabbath as a Saturday because a lot of people have Saturday off. Not everyone have that luxury of choosing any day of the week every day to have off. So if your Sabbath falling on a weekday, how are you going to keep that Sabbath? Now, if you have the luxury of owning your own business or whatever, or working your own business, or if you have enough money saved up that you can actually take those days off, right, without jeopardizing your job, okay, how are you going to keep those Sabbaths? How are you going to keep those weekly 7-day Sabbath if you're calculating from the new moon? Because more than likely, that Sabbath day is going to fall on a weekday. You can't tell your boss that you're going to take these days off during the week, every single week. That boss is going to look at you like, what the hell is you on? You think you can just come up in here and take any day of the week off that you want? Now, just like I said, if you have your own company, If you have that luxury, or if you have enough money that you don't even have to work, you don't even have to worry about taking the Sabbath day on a weekday, then fine. That's, hey, the Most High bless you, man. All praises to the Most High for that. But you have like 90% of society, if they're of this faith, they can't keep that Sabbath day calculated from the new moon. It just can't happen, man. So that's the reason why we keep the seventh day, which is a Saturday, according to the Gregorian calendar, right, of today's society, a Sabbath day, because that works out the best for us. All right. As it says here again, too, the new moons, January the 24th, February the 23rd, March the 24th, April the 22nd, May the 22nd, June the 21st. These are all different days. So you can't calculate your new moon from, Shalakia, your Sabbath from the new moon that falls on these different days of the year. Because your Sabbath is going to be on different days of the week every single time. And if you're working a regular 9 to 5, if you're not the supervisor or the boss of that job, then you can't take those days off, in which is going to fall on a regular weekday. So it's best for you to keep the seventh day as a Saturday as a Sabbath, in which you might have off. Now, if you're working on a job where you may have a day of the week off, like say a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, or whatever, and that Sabbath happens to fall on one of those days, then all praises to the Most High, right? But you can't calculate these days and keep your Sabbath like that, and you're working a regular 9 to 5, and you're just a regular employee at your job. It's just not going to happen in this society, man. Now, if we were back in our own kingdom and rulership, then we can do that, right? So that's the reason why Paul says here in Colossians, the second chapter, in verse 16, let no man therefore judge you in meat, or in drink, or in respect of an holy day, which is the 7 high holy days, or of the new moon, or of the Sabbath days, all right, which is another high holy day for the Most High. Okay, so at the end of the day, we can't judge everyone, man. Now, just like I said, if you have the luxury of having your own company, or if you have enough money that you can take any day of the week off that you want to keep the Sabbath calculated from the new moon, then all praises to the Most High. But most people that's working a regular 9 to 5 in today's society, they can't do that. So the best thing for them would do is to keep the Sabbath day, which is on the seventh day according to the Gregorian calendar, which is a day that's best for us, right? Because normally we have those days off. That's the reason why we do that. Okay, so I brought out enough scriptures for this right here. I'm going to go to the book of Hebrews chapter 4, and I'm going to end that there. Okay, this is the book of Hebrews chapter 4. And I'm going to start at verse 1. And it reads, let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. All right. We're going to go down to verse 7 through 11. And it reads as follows. Again, he limited a certain day, saying in David, today, after so long a time, as it is said, today, if ye will hear his voice, harden not your hearts. All right. Verse 8. For if Hamashiach had given them rest, then would he allow afterwards have spoken of another day. Okay. So when Hamashiach was sent to this world, he didn't change the Sabbath day. When Hamashiach was sent to this world, he was sent to instill the laws, and he was sent to save the sinners of our nation. As he said, if you're not sick, you're not in need of a physician, right? Only the people that's sick, only the people that's off worshiping false gods and false deities, following false philosophies, worshiping Allah in Islam, worshiping Buddha in Buddhism, right? They worship in Luciferian doctrine and Freemasonry and Eastern Star, right? All of these sororities and fraternities, right? All of these false gods and deities that our people are so gung-ho and worshiping, man. Right? So that's the reason why Hamashiach was sent. He was sent for the sinners, the ones who was already keeping the law, statutes, the commandments of the Most High. He wasn't sent for them, but he did make sure that they still kept the laws of the Most High. Right? As it says here again, verse 8, for if Hamashiach had given them rest, then would he not afterward have spoken of another day? Verse 9, there remaineth therefore a rest, Salakia, unto the people of the Most High, for he that is entered into his rest, which is heaven, he also have ceased from his own works, okay, which is the performance of miracles while he was sent here, right? As the Most High did from his, okay? So the Most High and Christ still kept the Sabbath day, even though it is said in the scriptures that he is the Lord of the Sabbath. But the Most Hamashiach still respected the Sabbath day. You know, Hamashiach only did his work on the Sabbath day if he was performing a miracle, if he was trying to save someone or something, all right? As it says here again in verse 10, for he that is entered into his rest, he also have ceased from his own works, as the Most High did from his. Verse 11, let us labor therefore to enter into that rest which is heaven, Shamayim, right? Lest any man fail after the same example of unbelief. Okay, so if you don't believe that the Sabbath day is the seventh day of the week, then you're going to fall short of entering into the Most High's rest. All right. So I'm going to end that there. So as you can see, as I was saying, if you look to the far left of the Gregorian calendar, this is the same month that we're in right now, August 2020, right? The far left, you have the very first day of the week, which is Sunday. If you go to the far right of the calendar, which is Saturday, you'll get 7 days, okay? So Saturday is the seventh day of the week. And just as I said, we already determined which is the seventh day of the week through the definition of what the Sabbath is, and through the scriptures with Mary Magdalene and Mary when they came to the sepulchre, which is the very first day of the week, which was after the Sabbath, all right? And the day of preparation, which is before the Sabbath, which is Thursday, okay? Thursday to Sunday gives you 3 days, all right? So now you know which day is the true seventh Sabbath day, all right? So I'm going to leave that there. Hopefully that this was edifying. Hopefully that this was enjoyable. All praises to the Most High that he put the spirit on me to do this lesson here. Much love to all of the brothers and sisters out there, once again, that's of this faith, that's pushing this biblical truth with all faith and sincerity. To all of our people with eyes to see, ears to hear, and a mind to understand. Once again, this is the milk deliverers of Israel, the seed souls of Israel, coming right back at you with another quick hitter. Till next time, Shalom Yasharallah. Hallelujah.